go. Reese sings, I am Lies, and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal, and I use they, them.
And let's play a game together.
Yeah.
In this case, let's talk a lot about a game together.
I know!
Let's do it.
Oh my god, alright. She clears her throat, pressing a kiss to my lips before she pulls away and slides out of bed.
Now, I believe it's time to change. If we haven't changed enough already, now it's time to change.
We have not. We have a change of scenery. My heart sinks as I realize I don't have anything to wear.
You didn't give me time.
My heart sinks as I realize I don't have anything to wear. Corazon immediately peels off. No.
I have so many things to wear.
So many things to wear. The question is, what will I not wear?
We're also going, it's specifically a masquerade ball.
Yeah, Corazon would have been preparing for that this whole time. Quietly in the background. One of the reasons, like, they're going,
what do you do when you're going to sleep, when you're sitting and waiting, when you're sitting around, when you're reading books? Sewing.
I'm sewing.
Sewing.
Yep. Don't have anything to wear. I've been so busy with the investigation, I didn't even prepare an outfit for the masquerade. As if reading my mind, Nadia just smiles and shakes her head.
Oh dear. Surely, you don't think I'd leave you naked on the ballroom floor?
Corazon, why not?
Nadia,
that is
if we did that, I wouldn't want to throw the party anymore.
You don't need to? You don't have to be there. We could be in a private ballroom.
It's true. How many ballrooms does this castle have? That size, I hope more than one.
Especially as far as I could tell, there's a grand ballroom and there's multiple side ballrooms.
As far as I know, any place worth its salt in the bourgeoisie has more than one ballroom.
Yes! Because they have big balls and I have big balls.
So
and we have the biggest.
I just sets up your romantic Tumblr aesthetic dates in the other ballroom.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Forget them all. Naked in the ballroom. Here we go.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not in public, in any case. Come here.
I follow Nadia towards her huge closet and stand by her side as she begins going through her clothes.
Question mark. If you had an MC that was a vastly different build than Nadia, how would she clothe them with her clothes? Let's say Muriel was dating her.
It's a good question. The thing is that
Let's say someone with more of like Hasha's body was Muriel's size, was dating her.
Yeah.
How is any of her stuff going to fit you?
I mean, Muriel's already pretty big for a person.
But he doesn't have any padding.
He does not.
He's not soft.
Which is interesting, because I would imagine, honestly, in my brain, that he would.
Apparently he just works out really hard out in the forest, out of anxiety.
Every log today, I will pick it up. I'm stressing out today.
Chops down the entire forest to try to find wood.
Then cries for the next 4 days, so he dehydrates himself extensively. So the thing is you need to realize the body that you typically see, particularly now in modern day, which is to say, in the year of our Lord 2021, most people are deeply dehydrated, incredibly working very hard, and they eat a very specific diet.
When they're doing the really cut muscle thing. Now, you can still have muscle definition.
Oh, yeah.
You just don't have super cut, distinctive muscles unless you're flexing and dehydrated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And specifically, like, the standout of, like, the veins.
The veins,
The vein things is about dehydration, as far as I understand. I follow Nadia towards her large closet. Going through her clothes! She searches for a moment, then pulls out a pile of very fine fabric and offers it to me. Make your own clothes.
We're gonna have something made. We need to... The ball is starting now. It can't start without us.
No. What she's done is she's given us the, so you know how they said that early designs, like clothing, was just you're wearing a bed sheet, basically?
It is. Like all of your, Grecian clothes were bed sheet. All of your clothes from India were a bed sheet. They were just a giant rectangle or square that you turn into clothing.
And sometimes you had, like, holes cut into it for your arms and legs. But for the most part, it was actually, largely, they just go, here, I wrap it around myself artistically.
Actually, you don't cut holes because cloth is too expensive. You put multiple sheets together and leave spaces.
Oh, that's true.
You do not cut holes.
You wrap things together.
Yes, or in the case of, like, some of the Grecian outfits, you take 2 squares, you stitch some of the corners, some of the edges together, and leave room for a neck hole, and let the rest fall, and that's the sides, and you put a belt on.
Then offers it to me. The fabric glistens like starlight, woven into the strands as I take it. Somehow, it suits me perfectly.
Somehow. I do enjoy that they went for that stressor of going, no matter how you envision your character. Again, allowing that you could be anyone or anything, even though they don't seem to do that in a lot of places. In this case, somehow this works. That's actually a good, thoughtful piece of statement to go, I understand your character could be anybody, but this is magic fabric.
Yes.
I hope you like it. Now, turn around. Let's get you out of these clothes.
Corazon, you mean getting out of my sleepwear?
I say, so they are again affirming that your MC slept disgustingly in all of their clothes they've been in and awake for the last 24 or 36 hours. And Nadia was fine with that, even though she got into a robe. She really doesn't think about the MC at all. It's really her experience.
I mean, the thing is most people don't seem to in a lot of these stories. They weirdly just go, you're fine. You're just, also, artistically,
she's also not thinking about her bed.
You. Well, servants will do it. I can do it myself, or let her help.
It's stammering, I can.
She said, let us do this thing.
That
sounds like Nadia going,
you
have to let her help. So Corazon would just be like, let her help.
It's fine.
Now, the MC, in this case, might, actually, in my mind, might go, well, I can do it by myself.
I say, it depends on how shy.
Because the thing is, you've been really shy, awkwardly, but also, like, not.
You go back and
they
forth.
keep being inconsistent. So I think it's time for that, but, let her help. I could use some help.
Could you really?
I'll pretend just for you.
I'm afraid we might not get to the ball on time. Oh no. I thought you might.
Nadia reaches out and slowly lifts my shirt from my shoulders. Lifting?
Okay. One.
You don't tell her. Raise your arm.
Okay, but also, question. We're going to allow that you have anything. Why are they all wearing shirts? In both of these routes now, they specify a couple of times that you're wearing a shirt.
They do.
Like, whatever else is going on. You know how many other characters don't wear a shirt specifically?
Yeah.
And you're wearing specifically a shirt.
Nadia isn't specifically wearing a shirt.
No.
No, she's not.
And, like, all of her sisters aren't specifically wearing a shirt.
It's fine.
It's okay.
And now, rages out, slowly lifts my shirt from my shoulders, hands brushing over my bare skin.
We're saying you were only wearing a shirt and nothing else under it.
That's what that sounds like, as she helps me finish undressing. Her touch is gentle, warm, caring.
Not sensuous, not erotic, not
Everyone
flirty.
is pretty.
No one is sexy.
Horny. Everyone is sexy, but no one is horny.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. It is it. Her touch is gentle, warm, caring. Like it brings her calm to be near me.
This is not hot or flirty or sexy at all.
No. We're just, now, after we were deeply embarrassed to be seen naked when we started, and now we're just fine. We've had some character development that I just didn't know about. The MC has. Corazon's been fine with it from the very beginning.
Wait, I had what tailored just for you?
What?
She pulls out fabric. Did she pull out a garment?
Fabric and garment is a different thing.
Yeah. What? I had it tailored just for you, Corazon. I need you to know that without magic, you cannot tailor something for someone without their measurements.
You cannot! We've never done that this whole time.
You literally cannot. Like, ask any tailor anywhere. You cannot. You can eyeball some things, you can guess some things. But if you don't have, one, an example of clothing that fits them, and two, you don't have their measurements, you can't actively tailor every bit of it. You just can't. And, like, if you're someone who has sewing experience and you're like, no, with no measurements, I can eyeball something tailored to someone, and I can do that, awesome. Especially someone who's wearing a lot of different clothing and you don't necessarily have a good view of their body.
So, I will totally say that I think it depends. There are some tailors who, when they have enough frequent experience, they might be able to get approximately there. But they always want to measure you to make sure, because depending on the kind of fit you're going for, that's not really the thing you're trying to do. I knew somebody who did basically cosplay casually, I will say, but they did do some fair amount of sewing. And I will say, based on her response to me, was a thing of going, I didn't realize you were shaped like that.
I couldn't eyeball it.
So
Additionally, I was going to say, now, if you see someone a lot in person, you can get kind of an idea, but a lot of times it's like, I can look at their clothes. Corazon doesn't dress in a really revealing fashion of how long is your inseam. And also, like, tailored specifically for you, if it's a bedsheet, sure, that's sewn for you, not tailored.
Yeah.
The difference between made it for you and tailored. Anyway, I'm pleased you let me spoil you.
Except the funny thing is I want to say I don't think we've been spoiled. Like, the only time we were spoiled earlier, and now I guess we're getting spoiled now.
Also,
it depends on how many days it's been, I guess.
Differently. Sometimes she doesn't spoil us at all, because it's like, pick a horse. I'll just see what happens. Not, let me give you an amazing riding experience.
Right?
I want to spoil you.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, just
I simply want to see you dressed in things that reflect your value to me. Again, very specifically her own experience. What I think is valuable and what says to me, or what I think says to other people, you are as valuable as this thing you're wearing.
You know what's really funny, though? So you're going to have to forgive me. I know this is not exact a one-to-one.
Go.
And this is not meant harshly in any way, but it is funny to me that she really, like, sort of hits on the rich man.
Oh, the trope. Of the I will take you nice places, I will dress you, I will feed you exotic things, I will, a little bit of
and also, like, even her character journey with how she's involved with her work, as it is, she's totally the rich billionaire dude.
Because he never
who hates his fucking life and doesn't actually really want to work, but she's really capable anyway, but we never really see him being able to do it. She's kind of Christian Grey.
I was going to say, she's very
Which
much...
is mean, because I'm saying kind of, so don't kill me, but I'm really just there is...
Billionaire boyfriend trope of going, I meet them, they have access to absolutely everything. When they work, it's kind of as a flurry of going through a place and saying, do this, do that, do the other, and you never really see them spending much time into their job at all. It's mostly time into you and being fabulous and having access to everything. Yeah,
because the fantasy is about, being wanted and having all this access, but also being sort of resistant to some of it.
Let's jump back to years and years ago of like the pretty woman trope.
Oh God, yeah.
And so that kind of a boyfriend.
Oh shit.
But all of that sort of extremely rich boyfriend of they give you all the shit and they put you in, except for in that one, of course. In each of the different examples,
it happens in Breakfast at Tiffany's as well, which I know you've never seen, but that trope is there too.
Reflect your value to me.
Nadia helps me dress, moving behind me to finish clasping the fabric at my neck.
We didn't say the garment suits us perfectly, only the fabric.
I love the fact that
the fabric turned into a garment somehow, with an actual sewn-in clasp that's tailored to us. But does the garment suit us perfectly?
Right. Then she lowers a glittering emerald over my head, resting it lightly against my collarbones. It's so large, or it's a very large jewelry piece, but it's lowers a glittering emerald. You know how large that thing is going to have to be? So you do, have your meaning of your collarbones, right here, but that's actually, right up here, and it's not a long necklace. It's actually fairly short. It's got a fairly short width, length to it, because the top of your collarbones, where they meet, is right in here.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's right at the base of your neck. I was going to say, the thing is most gemstones aren't big enough to bridge both of them.
And I mean, that depends. People have varieties. You can have closer collarbones or ones that are further away, for where they meet more towards the middle. But
I assume this is a necklace, not just an emerald.
Yeah, I don't think
it's okay. I believe it's my turn now. I hope you have experience with feathers, Corazon.
Corazon.
Wait.
Yes?
We're assuming that the MC has no other preparation they need to do. One, you didn't need to get cleaned up at all.
No makeup.
Two, no makeup, no hair, no doing your nails.
No oils.
No shoes.
Yep.
No scenting, nothing.
No, I guess nail treatment.
But even with that, I was going, no shoes.
Yeah, no shoes.
Are we going barefoot to this thing? Is that the custom?
Sounds interesting.
Feathers.
Sounds like we get stepped on a lot. Nadia slips out of her robe and turns her back to me as she slides into a black feathered gown.
Also gross. Why don't they clean first?
Please. Together we get it zipped up. What?
They have zippers.
You have zippers?
Why would you put a zipper in that thing? It's okay.
You have zippers?
I want to know that. How long ago were zippers
When
a
was
thing?
it? But
Now again, this isn't historical, but I'm curious.
Hang on. Hang the fuck on. Excuse me, we're gonna have a... When were zippers
Invented.
Hang on, I can spell.
We're going to learn a fashion history thing right this second.
And again, it could be partially inaccurate because Wikipedia isn't perfect.
Well, of course not. Or are we going to go to Smithsonian? Smithsonian's going to be more accurate.
Up and down history of the zipper from the Smithsonian.
To the Smithsonian, which should be reasonably accurate. Come with us on a trip.
From its humble beginnings as an automatic continuous clothing closure, invented in 1851 by Elias Howe to the clasp locker patent in 1893 and marketed by Mr. Whitcomb Judson. The zipper, as we know it today, had little commercial success. So the thing is I'm like, but I'm just like, zipper? That is so deeply, strangely modern.
That is. Winks.
Winks. Sorry, today we get it zipped up. Then Nadia winks over her shoulder and disappears into the closet once more.
Poosh.
Poof. She emerges with a black owl mask affixed to her face, and I can't tear my eyes away from her.
Question, why
I could make it better.
Any experience with feathers for this? Why do we call that a black owl mask and not mention the extremely contrasting white wings?
I don't know. I don't understand it either. I've always kind of thought that I don't like the white wings. I'm just going to be honest. I think they stand out really obnoxiously.
I also love somehow of, I went and got dressed, and doing that putting on a mask made my hair like
go up.
this.
Yep!
Like, that is not a hairstyle you can do in 2 seconds, dear.
Actually, that requires probably more, like, hands or skill than potentially Corazon has, and takes at least, anywhere from, 15 minutes to 45 minutes to put together, depending on your skill level. So the thing is it was really interesting. My friend and I actually, really briefly, we went by an ice rink sort of thing, but they were talking about hairstyles for the people that were going to be presented in competition. And there was a person there who was doing hairstyles. And they were like, here's how long they take. And it was amazing how fast some of them were, but you also was really like, this is a high level of skill with somebody who was like, this costs a shit ton of money because I can get this done so quickly, and it's secure enough so you can run around and jiggle your head and whatever else you
Well, it's like at Renaissance festivals, you have a lot of people that do professional braiding.
Yeah.
And you can do 3-strand braids, 5-strand braids, 9-strand braids, and also various different accurate or inaccurate, cultural hairstyles.
Right.
And stuff like that. And a lot of them they only take 30 to 45 minutes with someone who really knows what they're doing, but it also depends on your hair length.
Yeah.
And they take much longer. So in the hair braiding stands that I've seen, if you have about shoulder length to about shoulder bone length, high back where your shoulder blade length.
Right there.
Then you're gonna get that's your 30 to 45 minute hair.
Yeah.
But if you get down to low back, you're adding up to an hour. If you get down to ass length, you're an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And they also increase the cost aggressively because it's so much more work. And I've also seen someone with hair, but down to about their knees with 3 people braiding it at once. So you're using up all of everyone, and it was a $400 hairstyle.
Yeah, they're not.
And it took an hour and a half to do.
Yeah, it takes a while. So, but every time she moves, the dress catches more light and flickers like a flame, dancing across the fabric. She has become
Katniss Everdeen.
Katniss.
She's Everdeen.
My breath catches in my throat as she approaches, catching me by my chin and turning my head this way and that.
Because, I'm wearing whatever she put me in, and my hair is what I was sleeping on.
Yeah, pretty much.
And or my head and face. And now for the final piece. I will do my hair, but not consider that the MC might even have hair at all.
She lifts up a beautifully carved mask and gently fastens it over my face. Her thumb drags against my lower lip as she pulls her hand away. So she fastens it over her face, and then she goes like this.
And then she just drags down.
Honestly,
I imagine it's softly caressing, but drags over, bends your lip down hotly.
Yeah, baby. You're like, whoa. Hi. Pulls her hand away.
I was to say, I would have said caresses, but that's me. Drags. Perfect. Also, a wooden carved mask, if it's not shaped for your face, it tends to rub aggressively and press and hurt.
I wanted to bring that up, especially as somebody who wears glasses. Like, if you don't have stuff that fits, you will just rub holes in your face. Like, I can't imagine. So plastic is a little bit more malleable in that sense, but, like, wood hurts because eventually you want to run into splinters.
We don't know if it's actually, well, no, not if it's well treated. You will not. If it's, like, waxed and smooth and,
Yeah, but we just found out about this costume.
Well, the thing is she had it professionally made for us, I imagine.
You know,
say, but, like,
in between all the times when she was with us. How could she have ever fucking commissioned this costume? Just so you know.
When she went to bed by herself the night she had a nightmare.
Right.
She just called in the tailor then.
I don't, when would she get time? I'm
fine.
completely baffled. Because we've pretty much almost been with her the entire time, or she's been under house arrest.
It's true. Oh, in house arrest, she could have anyone in her room, apparently. She probably ordered it then. On the other hand, they would only have had one day to make it.
Yeah, I know! Anyway, fine.
I'm like, but the mask, we don't know it's wood. It could be carved something else.
Yeah.
Bone, enamel, you know, ivory. Are you ready for our dance?
I'm ready.
It's fine.
We're fine.
I just say, one, Corazon is not nervous, but two, Corazon wouldn't just be like, this is whatever head experience I had when I went to bed. And that's what I'm having.
Corazon, this is why you wrap your hair.
Corazon,
because you can't trust anyone.
And I'm also like, but the hair wrap isn't going to match your damn starlight dress.
It's not!
And also, you didn't get to pick what you are. We get to be a chameleon in the last route. What animal are we? What being are we? She puts a mask. Do we know what it looks like?
But the thing is we didn't get to pick in the last one either.
No, but it didn't. But it did say that we got to pick it out. It just didn't say what it was.
Yes, this is her specifically assigning things. So, all right, you guys. The question is Nadia looks at you and goes, I have to assign you an animal. So it wouldn't be probably what you would go for.
It would be
what she perceives and what she thinks of you, and you might be lucky if that is close to what you are.
Or it could be what she thinks would look good next to her.
Oh, that's true.
And make you look valuable and important.
She dresses you up like a goddamn sparkle glitter mouse.
Mouse?
Yes.
Why not a mouse?
Well, you know, so that you don't take attention away from the owl.
Oh, God. Because I'm going to consume you.
Yes, pretty much.
All right,
ready. I'm ready.
At least one of us is ready to face the crowds.
Are you worried?
I love to show you off, Corazon. But I cannot deny I'd rather spoil you alone in my room, which you've done once.
Also,
kind of. With the cake, I guess?
Also, again, though, Corazon would be having none of this right now, just so you know. It's like, we have a thing to do. Why are we still I would love to spoil you! You know you've said that to me, like, 3 times now?
Yeah.
Like, I'm possibly twice in this whole conversation since we've woken up.
And as much as you've instantly gotten your hair done, you're still moving slowly.
Yeah, you are. She reaches out and gently caresses my cheek, thumb stroking lightly over the skin.
Under my mask.
Then she goes in your own dip
I
again.
assume under the mask. Still, with you by my side, I can handle any part.
Weird fucking question. Hang on.
Okay, I was gonna say, still sounds like she has social anxiety and doesn't want to be there.
That's fair. Question then I have is, would it have... This sounds like a weird question, but I have to ask this. Is it considered more of an upright choice then? If you basically go, well, I'm nervous, so you can make her feel better by comforting you?
I don't know.
So that, you know, like, I'm kind of concerned, so I don't want to know, okay? I do not want to know. This is a question I'm just simply asking because I'm curious, because the game has now made me think about these things in relation to also going, well, what do you think is the best, the upright ending versus the upside down ending, as it were, or the reverse ending. Thank you.
I still wish we didn't know what kind of or how many endings there were.
I mean, the thing is you do eventually run into it with, like, when you actually go and you click through the stuff, it does show upright end, and then it will have reversed.
I know, and it tells you, but the thing is, like, it'd be so neat to not know what you were doing and be able to choose without any of that, like, personal bias or trying to think through things.
Right? And it's also just interesting anyway, because my question would be, like, I actually wanted to say that choice, I'm ready or I'm nervous, really just sort of feels, it doesn't feel like something you could go or count in a particular way towards an upright versus a reversed ending, if that makes sense.
I think
like
some of them...
How does it feel as more negative or basically more positive?
And I don't know that they're actually divided that way. Like, I don't know that it is divided negative and positive.
I know,
so
it's
much
possible
as that
some
it's
of them
just
aren't.
2 types of character development.
Right.
And that's it.
I handle any party.
Yes.
I didn't
hang on. Click. There we go.
Thank you. She extends her arm and gives me a warm smile.
Shall we? I can't believe you do everything for yourself at all times. You do not, like, as much as you're like, I am bougie and access everything, you also don't want to be waited on or assisted in any way.
I mean, for me, I find it to be weird because I don't know how it makes sense. So the reason, okay, the thing is this, she shouldn't be able to do this by herself, based on everything that I understand. Like, as my friend has even pointed out to me, there's reasons why people who are rich keep calendars, and they keep notes, is because they also can't do it, and they're just people. You don't know how to do everything, and Nadia literally cannot fucking know how to do everything.
Oh my god! Okay, but with how much she does with her hair on her own quickly, she'd be amazing at, like, a princess, like, hair party.
She would.
She could do everyone hair in the room in, like, 2 hours, and then just be like, be free, you look amazing. But
There
also,
you
like,
go.
why does she have so much skill in this?
But that's the thing.
And no one's ever commented on it. We'll comment on her door, we'll comment on her automatons.
But you know how I've said that, like, again, since me bringing up the thing about the rich boy, the rich man romance trope,
Yeah, she can just do everything.
She can literally just do everything, regardless of how much sense it actually makes. Because we were both stunned, and I'm not saying you can't have people who are polyglots, who are polymaths, they know what the fuck, they're incredibly brilliant. But they also have tons of other shit that they're not any good at. And it seems like Nadia's not good at, like, sisters, and that's it. Like, siblings?
And wanting to rule.
I guess?
Kind of.
Anyway,
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm like, does she have character flaw? Not that I can tell.
I get nervous, and I have no self-esteem. And I don't understand social situations well. Those are all character flaws that I see in her.
But it also seems like the
But
game
none of
doesn't really
them-
present
none
them
of
as
them,
such.
I say none of them affect her experience other than to make it so you can interact with her, as far as I can tell.
Right? Like I said, it doesn't feel like a character. It's a thing for you to be able to fix, or sort of, I don't know.
Shall we?
I nod and take her arm, exiting the bedroom side by side. Great.
Do we go and start up the ball now?
Portia is waiting for us outside the upper ballroom entrance, a mask fixed firmly to her face.
How can you tell it's firmly fixed? Is it too
I
tight?
am a tailor.
It's true. Also, okay, they do suggest there's more than one ballroom, and I love that. If this is the upper ballroom, there's more than one.
She smiles and winks at us as we approach, even as Nadia clears her throat and gives Portia a look.
A look.
The thing that's kind of killing me... Okay, so, do you remember at all Portia really being excited or playful or like, hey, you know, you're with my brother? Because I don't remember her doing that really at all.
In this route, she's been far more serious. In the other one, she was a little bit playful about it. She did tease you a little bit here and there.
I feel like... No.
Oh.
So the whole, like, winking, hey, you're going to be with my lady, you're going to hold her going, not really, you know, her being almost, like, weirdly more approving, where I always felt like in Julian's route, and maybe this is just based off what I remember, she was, like, not involved. It was the grandma, it was Mazalinka who was doing this.
Who was shipping
Now it's Portia.
See, and I remember everyone vaguely having a moment of shipping the two of you together near the end of the game, sort of thing.
But that's near the end of the game.
But, like, across the whole thing, I don't really know. I know she was nervous and grumpy a lot, but I do remember her getting rather playful and more friendly, but she felt more like our friend in that route. She felt like someone we knew because we saw her more often.
Yeah, it's true.
And here, she feels like an accessory to Nadia and something that Nadia feels like I own, that's mine.
Yeah, and it's kind of, like I said, it's a little weird. That's where I'm like, what I keep getting tonally, and again, if I had been any other person and I had had no idea, for me, I would have actually just assumed it was the best friend trope, which of course is no homo, bro, because that was also how I was raised. But I'm like, to me now, I'm going, this is really kind of strangely like, we should be involved?
I would never have assumed the best friend trope because there's too much of a power imbalance. But the power imbalance allows for romance in all of my education, but it doesn't allow for friends.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, I can see that. Now,
Portia,
a look. No, but I'll enjoy the masquerade after you two get a proper introduction.
Why didn't you change your clothes, dear?
Well, because she still has to look like a servant.
Or whatever, yeah. She looks like a Christmas present, honestly, with that
Honestly,
she
I am
always
actually
has to me.
with a little holly pattern. Like, I think her mask is fucking cute as hell.
She's adorable.
Oh my god.
I thought she was adorable forever.
No, absolutely. I really am charmed by her mask. Do you know what it reminds me of? Do you remember the story? And the particular artist who used to do the one where they knitted the socks and all the animals went into the one sock and they made it
mitten.
huge.
The story's literally called The Mitten.
Thank you. But like that's what that reminds me of. Remember
That
that
kind of
line of
pattern.
children's books that came out that had the deep elaborate patterns on the sides?
Well, that's because I believe they were like Slavic or something.
That's what I'm like. It's
Yeah,
super
it's very pretty.
cute.
You know what I want her? I want her to be wearing a sexy masquerade costume. I want her to not be cute and adorable. I want her to be sexy. Like, so many people everywhere go, the chubby one is cute.
Yeah, they really do.
The fat one is cute, not sexy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she would look amazing in a sexy, sensual outfit. And I don't know, maybe it's in her root. It probably is. But I was disappointed also in Astra's root that she didn't change her clothes. And this is
Julian's, not Astra's.
Sorry, Julian's root. My bad. Julian's
You're
root.
fine.
The other root.
Uh-huh.
I'm excited to play Astra's root. We're getting closer to it and I want to play it.
Yeah,
I'm looking
we're
forward to
getting
it. I say, but like, in this case, I was disappointed that she didn't change and I want her to change. But also I'm like, this sort of asserts that that's her working Palace costume.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are the other servants dressed in something that like
we
sort of
never get to see
matches
them,
or
and
suggests
I
that?
assume so, but based on this, who knows?
But also she's the handmaiden.
Yep.
I'm also like, did you get that title before Nadia woke up? The handmaiden that just stays in the room and watches her sleep?
Okay, so weird thing too is that I don't really remember between both the routes if it's actually explicitly stated in what we've seen so far that she is the handmaiden and that's all she does. I don't remember that.
So it's just that's her title.
You both look amazing. By the way, you're gonna not come dead.
Corazon's still wearing their new headgear. How does this match the starry dress at all?
I don't understand.
Starry garment. I'm also just like, how did it go from fabric to being a garment you tailored? I don't know. Let's try to avoid any murder at this masquerade, if we can help it.
We'll try our best, at least.
I'll try not to kill people. I
just
can't
say that.
promise.
Portia straightens up, clears her throat, and heads out into the ballroom ahead of us. Nadia takes my hand and squeezes it tight as we're announced. Then we glide past the double doors together. But we will have to glide further in the next one! Hey! So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos. It actually helps us out a lot in regards to YouTube algorithm. And it is actually a thing you can do for any YouTuber you are fond of. If you interact with the video, even as much as putting a like on the video, it actually helps it get more exposure.
It promotes their whole brand.
It does. Also, please feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon and our Twitch. There's some links in the description down below. We'd love to see you on those locations. And I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!